In other news, this nearly made it into a different segment, but I found it quite...
Is it quick?
It's not. There is... what year is it? 2019?
Yes.
There's a suicide machine that can be controlled by the blink of your eye. We're in the future.
Suicide
machine. Like from sci-fi films, like a pod.
Like Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a sleek pod that looks like a Ferrari. Like a coffin-sized Ferrari.
Yeah.
You just get in it, blink, and you die. It releases gas.
Jesus.
And you just die.
What? Why? What? Why?
Well,
why? What's...
It's all about euthanasia.
Okay.
Right. And there was a thing a while back, I remember reading, about...
Don't tell people that blinking counts as consent. Right? That's going to fuck up everything that we've been...
Yeah. Netflix is going to be ruined. No more eye contact, no more blinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a whole thing about euthanasia. If you can euthanize yourself, you can commit suicide yourself.
Yeah.
Under a doctor's care, that's euthanasia.
Right.
But what if you are disabled to the point where you can't administer?
Well, all you can do is blink.
Well, the first step
Isn't
was
that
what if you
an
can't
interesting
move?
Way to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like just lock
Say
them in one of these
cheese.
pods. Just like, yeah. I didn't do anything. He killed himself.
That's the point of it, and it's a good thing. Euthanasia, if you believe in it, if you agree with it,
I do.
You should go for it.
Yeah, I think it's
and
a good thing.
if you're, there was a thing about if you're unable, if you don't have the dexterity to administer an injection to yourself, I believe there was some kind of machine that you could press, and like a lever came down and injected you.
Right.
But because the patient had initiated it, that means they committed suicide rather than a doctor administering it at their request. Which is kind of the grey area where they're like, is the doctor killing you, or are you killing yourself through your doctor?
Right.
So they're like, if you remove the doctor completely, just blink and you die. Then it's like, it's a whole big thing.
Yeah.
Opponents of euthanasia have expressed concern at the creation of a suicide machine.
Why?
I'm a bit concerned.
Yeah. Are you? It's almost as if this thing is against everything you stand for.
Yeah. Dr. Philip Nitschke.
Not Nietzsche.
No, but close. Nitschke. I think Nitschke will go for that.
Yeah.
He calls them rational suicides. Having developed machines in the past that could be used by individuals to inject themselves with lethal doses of barbiturates, Nitschke says he is now close to finalising a device that uses nitrogen gas to cause death by blinking, and then nitrogen gas is released.
Is that a good way to go?
I believe so. He does say that it's kind of pain. Yeah, he's not an evil doctor.
No,
he's not causing loads of pain. But yeah, I think
Dr.
it's meant to like make you fall asleep. He says death shouldn't be something you do hidden away in a back room somewhere. Do it in my machine.
Do it hidden away in a weird cube thing.
Capsule.
Yeah.
The machine works by filling a capsule with nitrogen, which induces hypoxic death. Which I believe means you lose consciousness and then you lose oxygen.
Okay.
You don't have oxygen.
That's what divers get, isn't it?
Oh, hypoxic poisoning.
Divers get that thing because like
the oxygen levels,
your oxygen and nitrogen levels, and the oxygen falls too low, and then you get nitrogen poisoning. But it's that same kind of thing.
I think it's also laughing gas. Maybe you laugh to death.
This is going to be on. I'm going to have to redact this next week.
I've already said that something about diabetes and something about everything's wrong.
Yeah, but like you've got diabetes. I've never been diving.
Yeah. Speaking as a diabetic. He argues that death comes without discomfort, and he accepts that there is still opposition to his methods, in part for historical reasons. What historical reasons do you think people have raised why you can't kill yourself in a suicide machine? Because I didn't see it coming.
It's historically why you can't.
Yeah, what kind of historical event do you think people would say you can't do that? Because that's like... it's one of the obvious ones.
It's going to be like Auschwitz. Yeah.
This is Auschwitz.
It's a personal Auschwitz.
Yeah, if
like
you
a
blinked
personal
in Auschwitz,
pizza.
You got gassed.
But you've got your own little gas chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people are saying like, "Oh, this is just the Holocaust, isn't it?"
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think so.
Yeah, but it's not like but you're not being forced into that. It's not like
voluntary,
fucking Matilda, where they like get in the choke here. Like it's not. It's
Matilda. What a reference. I've seen it referenced a few times, actually. Is that a cult reference? Matilda?
I thought it was just maybe amongst people I knew, but apparently it is much
there was
wider.
one of those things. As I've been paying attention to social media more, there's a few things I hate. One of them is, on Twitter now, all these podcasts all these Twitters trying to get followers. If can anyone recommend a good podcast? There's all these retweets and likes, and it's like, it's just a bot account that's just trying to get follows. Like I worked in the call center that I worked in before I got fired for screaming was a place where in their downtime, the other permanent colleagues, people at computers would make those MySpace pages or Facebook profiles to try and get as many friends as possible just to pass the time. So like in between calls, they'd just be on their Facebook adding friends. But how many friends have you made?
Oh yeah,
just to kill time.
It's weird.
Just that.
It's a collection thing.
Yeah,
it's part of how it used to work. Like Facebook, people used to be like, "Oh, I've got X amount of friends. I've got X amount of friends," and now it's become more a thing of like exclusivity. It's cooler to be exclusive, like and to have less and appreciate more. Like I'm a minimalist friend.
I don't post, I don't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so yeah, all that kind of stuff, and then there's also like it's not the do you feel old yet? Yeah, that was kind of like quite funny to be fair, but it's the whole. I bet you didn't see this, and one of them was like Mrs. Trunchbull from Matilda was in one of the Harry Potter films. I bet you didn't get it. It's like, who cares? Actors are in multiple things.
I bet you can't use IMDb.
Yeah. It's just Matilda's just popping up all over the place. So maybe it is a more relevant reference. I'm trying to figure out whether the butterfly effect is a good reference because I think it was when we were growing up, but I don't think it's relevant anymore.
It was, but to be fair, it was one that I always knew. I knew it and I knew the references, but I'd never seen the film until you showed it to me.
It's like Freaky Friday.
Yeah,
it's like that's a reference from the previous generation.
Is that like a body swap kind of thing? Yeah,
I think it was like mum and
we
daughter.
had that stupid one with Lindsay Lohan as a child.
I didn't see that one, but yeah, there are loads of remakes of it just to try and keep it going.
Same shit.
Sorry, Holocaust. Gas may never be an acceptable method for assisted suicide in Europe due to the negative connotations of the Holocaust.
The Parent Trap.
Fucking Holocaust.
Parent Trap. Sorry.
Parent Trap, the Holocaust.
The Parent Trap. That was the Lindsay Lohan film.
It says that you can't do it because of the negative connotations of the Holocaust.
As opposed to the positive
Don't ruin it for all the other suicides. Yeah, it's a weird link to make, and just because it was gas, it's like, well, what? Yeah, and if you go under anesthesia, is that the same? Is that the Holocaust?
Every day.
Yeah, is farting on your colleague the Holocaust?
Aren't there still gas chambers in some prisons where they kill inmates?
I don't know. They still do injections, and the way that injections work is combinations of stuff. Maybe one of it could be a gas.
I always found the injection things weird. It's like there are, is it just to make doubly sure when there's like 4 injections? I was almost certain you could kill someone with one. Like just give them a massive dose of opioids.
It was a storage thing, I think.
Storage?
Yeah, like the reason that it's a combination of liquids is because it's the same as explosives. You've seen Die Hard 3?
Yeah.
Where the briefcase has got, Die Hard 3. So it's a briefcase with 2 different liquids in it or 2 gases in it that are inert.
Okay.
But then when they're mixed, they become explosive.
Okay. Yeah.
So
like that.
I always thought that was a thing. Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Was that the gallons of water?
No, it was pushing 2 bits of things together that have got different compounds of glue on them, and then suddenly it sticks because you put the active one with the not active one. It's called something cement or something. Carry on.
Holocaust. Some have even said it's just a glorified gas chamber. I mean, technically...
It's not even glorified. It is a gas chamber. It's a
We're not trying to make it more than it is. I want to die by gas.
It's a chamber with gas that goes into it.
Once the hypoxiation process is complete, the biodegradable capsule, was biodegradable, can then be detached from the machine's base and serve as the deceased person's coffin. So it's a coffin as well as a suicide machine.
That
makes sense.
Really expensive.
Maybe it is. It's got a futuristic design.
It's
called the
biodegradable?
Sarco, short for sarcophagus.
Does it turn into a tree?
Eventually. Short for sarcophagus, has raised concerns that it's glamorizing suicide. Glamorizing. do you want to look thin this summer?
What?
Hey, kill yourself.
That's a glamorous looking dead guy.
This is where it gets funny. A virtual reality experience of the Sarco, short for sarcophagus, was on display on the 14th of April in Westerkerk Church in Amsterdam for the city's annual funeral expo. Do you want to...
Funeral expo. Right, that's a conference for next year. 100%.
Yes, we're going to
Bestiality conference, funeral expo. Yeah.
Which prompted worries among the church's board about how the machine would be received. A virtual reality suicide machine. We will not and cannot support any suggestion of using such equipment, the president of the church board said. We will never support people by offering equipment as promoted by Dr. Nietzsche, and we seriously wonder whether this contributes to a thorough and careful discussion around this issue. Nietzsche said members of the board also thought that technology and futuristic design would attract a younger audience. So the kids are going to want to kill themselves. Even though that is not the aim of the design. Despite these reservations, the VR display proved popular with attendees at the funeral fair.
Wait, what?
VR experience of
Death.
euthanizing yourself by blinking in a suicide machine.
That's terrifying.
What else is going to be on display at the funeral fair?
And now experience death.
Yeah.
Exquisite death.
Screen just turns off.
Wasted.
The first fully functional Sarco device is set to be built later this year in the Netherlands before being shipped to Switzerland, where assisted suicide is legal. Dr. Nietzsche plans to develop a 3D printable version of the machine. Again, yes, 3D printing is the way forward. If you're going to invent something, it must be 3D printable.
But there's something funny about that.
Yeah, but what
3D like
do you remember
DIY
really loud,
death machine.
Do you remember those really loud printers?
Yeah, Dot Matrix. Yeah,
it's just building a suicide machine. Darren, what's all that noise? Just building a Sarco. It's a Sarco. Is that a game? Kind of.
Yeah.
Beyond the terminally ill who are seeking options for a dignified way to end their life, the Sarco is also intended to open up the conversation about death and euthanasia without the underlying connotations of fear and shock. So it's trying to normalise assisted suicide.
Okay.
Which
I don't
think
necessarily
is
have a problem with that.
good.
Yeah.
There is probably an argument to not normalise it too much.
Death is always going to be weird. I don't think death can not be weird.
Yeah. There's a feeling of it's the thing you're fighting against.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So yeah, I agree that the funeral fair, the funeral expo, should be something we should attend.
There's been 100%. There's been millions of years of death. It's still not normal. It still doesn't feel. Still feels. It's not even taboo, is it? It's just.
I think there's a lot of people who would rather not talk about it. Even like 20-year-olds, they might feel uncomfortable because
I don't think
something
happened. I don't even think you know what death is when you're that old. Like I mean, like I'm in my 30s now, and I'm just like it still feels like miles away. It could be tomorrow, but like it still just feels like one of those things you think about later on, like retirement.
Yeah.
Something to be fucking do.